Good morning, everyone. Dr. Victoria Scarbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. Today is Thursday, March 16th, and the moon is in Capricorn. The moon makes some early morning squares, one to Chiron, one to Jupiter. Chiron and Jupiter, of course, coming off their conjunction from the March 11th, 12th, depending on where you're from. What part of the country that is. Happens at different times. So that opportunity perhaps for healing presents itself right away. We also have the moon make a trine to Uranus. That opens that rather staid Capricorn moon to sort of more out-of-the-box solutions in situations. So that actually should come in handy. We have quite a few aspects today. If you want to know more specifically about today, you can check out my Astrology of the Week Ahead. I think it's dated March 12th to March whatever Saturday is that the 18th? So you can check that out. You can see the charts and stuff because there are quite a bit of things happening today. We have a conjunction between Mercury and Neptune. Yesterday, the Sun and Neptune made a conjunction, making us very sensitive. That sensitivity continues, of course, because that's still in orb, but now we have Mercury added to the mix, and Mercury is the way that we think. So, guys, the first flower up, that's actually semi-open anyway, is these cute little irises, just in time for spring, which isn't actually happening till next week, but don't tell the flowers. All right, it's so good to see something popping up. All the little green shoots. Yeah, we didn't get much snow on this part of Massachusetts. Yesterday there was a dusting, but here, no, we weren't actually supposed to. I think it was mostly rain and more rain. I think the backyard dried up a bit, but maybe not. I don't have my proper shoes today, so I'm not going to take you back there and show you. So Mercury conjunct Neptune. Psychic, sensitive, not so much confused, although Mercury can tend to fuzz things up a bit. It doesn't feel confusing to me. It just feels open. Unless being open confuses you, then it becomes confusing. We have a square between the Sun and Mars. Squares are crisis. This is a crisis in consciousness, the last quarter square. This is part of a synodic cycle that actually began in October of 2021 when the Sun and Mars came together in Libra, of all things, illuminating the need to get along, so to speak. This is a last quarter square now. We can see we've had almost a full cycle of experience getting along. And now we have an opportunity to reorient ourselves, become an authority in our own lives, figure out what sort of society says that still stands with us and what doesn't, and move from that place into a more perhaps progressive place, more accepting place. We also have, let's see. Oh, it's on the other side. There's so many things. I have two sides of the paper. Yes. We have Venus making a first quarter square to Pluto. Venus in the last degree of Aries. Pluto in the last degree of Capricorn. Making these squares. Remember, Pluto is moving into Aquarius next week. A lot of stuff happening next week, too. Hey. So anytime Pluto and Venus are together, there's a lot of passion, but there can be an undercurrent of mistrust. There can be an undercurrent of control. This square is a crisis and action square. Seeing as Venus deals with relationships, Venus in Aries wanting independence, Pluto in Capricorn perhaps wanting complete control, you may find yourself moving away from a relationship in order to move away from the ghosts of the past in that relationship. But just be cautious with this, because while it can be successful if that's what you want to do, or if it's about building sturdier foundations in your relationships with others, especially others where there's sort of a deep karmic connection, just be aware that there can be a dark side to this aspect, but there can also, like with all aspects, it's what we do with them. So this is about creating structures to support our probably most intense, passionate, and meaningful relationships, unless they are abusive, and then it's time to make plans to move out of that. And then after that, tonight the Venus moves into Taurus, a sign that she rules, a sign that she's very comfortable in, and I think it will ease things up a bit when that happens. But still, be careful out there, guys, or girls, I should say, maybe, or everybody, with relationships, especially if you know the relationships I'm talking about. If you have one, you know it. You're not blind to it. So just be aware and be careful. All right, guys, have yourself a wonderful day. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Of course, you probably all at this point have. I appreciate you, and I do. All right, it's freezing out here, guys. Even though those little flowers are up, my little fingers feel like ice cubes. So I'm going to go inside. It's early. The sun's not quite up yet. Well, it's up, but it's not quite overhead yet, past the trees over there. But have yourself a great day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Namaste.